Well, last month, a Project Baltimore investigation found nearly half of a Baltimore City class had a GPA of 0.13 or less. Since then, we have been pressing local leaders for some critical information surrounding the incident. But to this point, some of our questions seem to be falling on deaf ears. It's been nearly 2 months since Fox 45 News first learned about the problems at Augusta Fells Institute, where almost half of a class scored a 0.13 GPA or lower. Since then, another issue emerged at Augusta Fells, potential ghost students, where students were kept on class rosters even though they weren't attending classes. This gave Augusta Fells funding for students who weren't even at school. That's when we turned to City Councilman Robert Stokes for answers. He chairs the City Council committee responsible for overseeing education. We asked him why he didn't ask the city school CEO about potential ghost students during their public hearing on April 8th. We also asked if he had contacted law enforcement about the issue and whether he thought it constituted fraud. Lastly, we asked if the potential ghost student issue existed across the city beyond the walls of Augusta Fells. But Councilman Stokes refuses to respond to these questions. In light of the issues at Augusta Fells, Fox 45 News also turned to the Baltimore Teachers Union for input about how city schools are being run. In that letter, we asked if the city school system is spending money properly, what challenges the union sees with teacher recruiting, whether or not the city can recruit highly qualified teachers, and who the union holds responsible for the Augusta Fells situation. Just like our letter to Councilman Stokes, we are yet to receive a response. On top of the letters to Councilman Stokes and the Teachers Union, Fox 45 News has a pending public records request with the city school system, seeking information about absentee and graduation rates to see if the issues at Augusta Fells are widespread across the city. The city school system still has a few more days to respond to our request. And Adam Andrzejewski from OpenTheBooks.com says North Avenue has an obligation to release those records.
Here's what the administration of the Baltimore City Public Schools needs to hear. That information is already owned by the public. What Project Baltimore is following is a statutory process on open records law simply to take possession of information and documents that the public already owns.
Well, Fox 45 News previously won a lawsuit against Baltimore City Schools, forcing them to hand over public records. Now, those records ended up showing evidence of grade changing. We're going to continue to push Baltimore City Schools to release information the public, you all, have a right to see.